Welcome to Bringing Light to Lives. My name is Jack Ayiram Azor. For this section on this platform, I want us to talk about a few issues which are related to Africa, and with focus on Ghana. And this I name reverse perspective. And that's in Chui or in Akan. We have an expression, we have some African symbolism, which is Sankofa, the Sankofa. That means return to the past to pick up good things to bring to the future, to implement for the future, for the benefit of the people. And so I will name this series Reverse Perspective on the issues of Africa, and with focus on Ghana in particular. My first issue for this first episode has to do with a problem that I have realized recently visiting Ghana, which has to do with the building or the shopping malls which have been built all over Accra, or which are advocated for as a good thing, or something which is new in Ghana. Visiting these shopping malls, I realized that it is not the concept of a shopping mall which is in Ghana. It's actually not to bring food or to make food available to the people, closer to the people. I realized this rather to be a way of trying to create a mini Europe in Africa, or trying to create a mini Europe or a mini America in Ghana. And I find this quite naive and quite myopic in terms of, I don't mean it in a very rude way, but I find it as something that is actually not necessary. I don't mean we should not have shopping malls, but the concept of a shopping mall in the West is to make food available at a jurisdiction, a short distance for people, and in a small in a neighborhood. And in Africa we have a lot of markets. Local Makola is there, Keta Market, and Akachi, and Kejetia. All these are markets which are scattered all over, and in Africa we have these markets are of the same concept of a shopping mall here in the West. In the West they don't have this kind of markets. They have some kind of markets that comes once a while at the public squares on Fridays or specific days, but not like we have it at in our country, in particular in Ghana, where market women take food stuff to the marketplace and right from the farm or right from the source. And I find it very sad or very funny to see yam or to see cassava in a shopping mall, in a cool freezing place, in an indoor section, in an indoor situation. And whilst when you go to Makola Market, you see the same yam in front of a market woman who is sitting in front of it, trying to make some sense for the family. But hers is actually coming right from the farm. And I think this concept of a shopping mall in Africa, if that money could have been invested in structuring our long existing markets, Makola, if we can put that money in structuring Makola, in building a place for them, in constructing it, in planning it in a way that people can conducively, that the traffic can be regulated through the market, that children can be playing alongside the parents, buying foodstuff, dry fish and smoked fish and yam, name it. And I think that would be nice, and that's a concept of market. That could be a shopping mall for Africa. We don't need to create exactly what we see abroad in Africa for us to be called developed. we can do the same thing in another way, and we can give it the same name, but we can make it in another way. We have it already. And I find it very sad that I go to Achimota and I see a shopping mall, or I go to Circle and I see a shopping mall, and you see all young people there. It has become an entertainment center, and you see young people who are with their Android phones taking pictures and all and dressed in a very funny way, and when I look at it, my heart bleeds for the future of Ghana, and my heart bleeds for the future of Africa, because I don't see this as the way forward. Trying to create Europe or trying to create America in Africa is not the way forward for Africa. Africa was doing something else on its own before colonialism came to Africa. And these old markets were part of this. This market that we have, we can put this money to structure our old existing market, that there can be a place. And it's only when we do it like this that even the foreigner who visits us in Ghana or in Africa can come to our market and can go back and say, wow, I went to this market, African market, I saw a very nice structure, something else which I've never seen before. We could use this money to create dustbins, garden chairs, plant trees in the market, put structures where the goats can be put for sale, put structures around with all those things. Those women who are sitting by the roadside and scattered can be planted. All this money and energy can be put into structuring our long existing market, that we can benefit from it, than to create this thing which is just imposing itself. When you go to Circle, you see that all these young people are in the over there. Well, I think if we have to create something, I think I'll call that an entertainment or a cultural center or a social center. Well, we can create a social center, but then we should not call it a shopping mall. And even if we intend to create a social center, we are basically creating a special situation. We are creating it with a concept of gathering or socialization, and therefore the architecture will be different, the whole concept will be different than if we create a shopping mall and people are all just down there like a social center. And if we have to really, in Africa, I keep on seeing this problem that we are trying to be a second copy, an original copy, but an original copy is still a copy. We cannot just do things like the way we see them done in the West. We have to discover who we are and how we do things, and do them in that way. That's the only way that we can get the respect that we are expecting from the West and from around the world. I totally disagree with the concept of a shopping mall as in the way it is in Ghana. Currently, if you go to Achimota, you will see type where people are just down there. I mean, people are just there, and young people in particular, you see a lot of young people who are just there. I mean, we can create an entertainment center, and that would be that should be totally different from shopping mall. A shopping mall should be, I consider a shopping mall should be a place where food is purchased, and we have local markets already. We have Keta market, we have Akachi market, and even we have smaller markets. Not only the Kejetia, we still have smaller market, Aija market. Aija market at Kumasi is a market, and that market can be structured, and the money can be put in there, that place can be a conducive place, that all the garbage and the smell and all the dirty things we see around there can be cleared up, and make it a nice conducive place that everybody can go there to purchase, than trying to create a structure which is dominating the already existing markets, and where our own women, our own market women are now in competition with a structure where we are finding yam and potato, where we are finding yam in a deep freezer, or at the same time to finding it from the farm in front of the market woman. And this means that some people who have traveled abroad and who don't have the way of thinking, as I am putting across, this kind of strong way of thinking of our culture, will go to the shopping mall, buying yam from there, making these market women lose their customers. We should not do this. We cannot put a knife in our own throat and thinking that it's a way forward. We have to develop what we see. We have to look back, Sankofa. We have to go back to our tradition. Take the things that we know we can do and do them good and do them better. This is the only way I think is a way forward for Ghana. So for the idea of a shopping mall as in a structure as like in the West, in Africa or in Ghana, I find it not necessary. I find it not necessary. This, if we say a cultural center or a social center, yes, that we can talk about another architecture, another structure, another format of doing that. And shopping malls should be basically our old Makola, our old Kejetia, our old Keta market, where we can structure it and make it conducive that any type of people from all over the world can access that place and find it a conducive place and can go back and say, wow, look at Kejetia, and look at, this is a market in Ghana called Kejetia, and it's a beautiful place where you can find everything is well regulated and beautiful than the Kejetia we see today. It can be better. Thank you for following, and keep on following on the bringing light to life with focus on reverse perspective on issues of Africa. And my name is Jack, as always.